Consider this your trigger warning. The following program is strictly satire and is not meant to be taken seriously. So don't get all butthurt, you liberal snowflakes, just because we skewer your sacred cows and expose all your lies and hypocrisy. Truth hurts, and so does satire. So grab a drink, pull up a chair, and enjoy the show.
All right. Welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. Sunday night live is the zoo. We've got the preparedmind.club. We've got subscribestar.com. Those are two websites you can go to get signed up on premium service so that you can be with us Monday through Friday. But on Sunday Night Live, folks, we got those as well as X. That's right. Formerly Twitter, now X. We're live there as well. And I welcome everybody, one and all. Sunday Night Live really is our flagship presentation because, well, it's Sunday. It's Sunday night. What else are you going to do unless you want to watch Dancing with the Stars or how Obama met Michelle or some kind of football game? Anyways, we've got a hell of a show for you tonight. If you, my friends, you want to be up here, we got a couple ways to get your questions on screen because it's your show. This truly is your show, meaning the viewers, the subscribers, the followers. And we're really pushing our efforts at X. We've gone from 1,000 subscribers up to nearly 2,000 in 1 week. I want to thank everybody for showing up off of X and working there as well. The plan, the goal, the intent is what? It is to wake up Republican, conservative, patriotic Americans, because there are a lot of patriotic, conservative Republicans that are asleep or only half awake. As far as the Democrats go, forget it. The liberals, the communists, there's no saving them. Now it's down to saving just our side and waking up just the people who want. It is an incredible battle we're up against. Yes, Trump has won the election. You can already see the liberal efforts, though, to try and divide us and get us pitted against one another here. Now, the Democrats have done that to themselves, have they not? For years, fighting with themselves and fighting with each other while they also battle us. But we were unified for the election, and we need to stay unified. Now, that does not mean that every idea is perfect, so they need to be debated, discussed, talked about openly. The arena of ideas is where we can win. So if you hear something allegedly said by someone, don't believe it. It's probably internet bullshit meant to piss you off and drive you away from participating in our new media system, because we are the media now. We don't need mainstream media. We don't need satellite media. We don't need CIA's Operation Mockingbird. We don't need newspapers or radio or permission. We come here and talk to each other, right? And again, if someone has an idea and it's not good, we'll debate it. Don't get mad and tune out. Instead, tune in and participate. And that's what the left wants, though, is to stop that. They want us pissed at each other, arguing with each other over something as stupid as legal immigration status. That's easy, right? That was a big one. They're trying to split up the whole party over this. How many legal immigrants are we getting from other countries? And are they taking jobs from Americans? Well, we need to have that discussion. And the answers, the solutions are simple. Simple. The rules need to be enforced that are in place and then add a few new ones. And we'll get into that if you guys want to talk about it in some more detail. Once again, down below in the comments section on X, on the preparedmind.club, on subscribestar.com, wherever you go, folks, wherever you go, get in the comments and we'll get you on the board. Now, we used to do super chat button on YouTube as the way to pay to play, meaning you can get your question right here. We'll make you famous. Well, now we're back to a Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal while we're waiting for monetization with X. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible for you to continue to support the show. Here we go. We got the club super shot at PayPal. And here we go. Cash App, all these are the ways to do it. And you can get your questions on the screen. We've already got two One is Venmo, one is PayPal. In the bank, in the lineup, we just need Chin Music to get his question. Get his question in. And then I've got Darcy T's zoo question. Or at least she sent me an email letting me know what's on her mind. So let's do this. Excellent, excellent. The prepared mother, Jolene, is behind the scenes. Uman is behind the scenes. We're 6 minutes into our 2-hour broadcast that we do every Sunday night, every Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. And let's get into it. Let's start having some fun. We've got great turnout already with 160 people live. Folks, we're going to get well up over 400. So be sure to share the internet address, share the Twitter, hit the repost on Twitter, hit the heart on Twitter. Make sure, and then, of course, get to the comment section. Get to the comment section. Follow us on Twitter, folks, on X. I say Twitter a lot because I mean X, and I say X, and that's how it goes. All right. So, one more fun part about Sunday Night Live is any super chat, any donation that is $50 or more buys me a 15-year single malt Glenlivet Scotch whiskey. And Darcy T is going to be right out the gate to start. And Chin Music will be following right behind. Kind of a 1-2 Sunday punch that we do every single week. And here we go. Well, Darcy T says, I didn't have a question for you tonight, but since you asked, here is something that has been on my mind. Darcy T continues, I know that Elon is the new efficiency czar, but some of his ideas don't exactly promote basic Make America Great Again principles. And now, quote, the Donald is in support of the H-1B visas that allow companies to acquire talent from outside of the U.S. rather than from the American talent pool. I'm not saying that there aren't talented people from around the globe, but we have people right here who have the requisite skills and need to be able to compete for these positions on a level playing field. Being someone from the corporate IT world for many years myself, we basically chose people with visas because it was more economical. Not that we couldn't find people with the required skill sets right here in the good old US of A. And now here we are again, just defending the same old, and not really protecting American jobs at all. Just my 2 cents. Darcy T, I'm glad you stepped right on that button, not a landmine, but a button. It's a good one. It's been the hot topic over the weekend. Oh, let me do this first. Thank you, Darcy T. Woo-hoo-hoo! Mother's milk. That scotch is. Now, that'll start tuning me up. That and a coffee. You bet. Now, Donald, Elon Musk are in favor of the H-1B visas. What these are is work visas to bring people into the country. Now, first, I'll tell you the complaint many people have. They are saying that these companies that are being run by people with foreign citizenship, we're seeing a lot of these names, Pakistanis, Indians, people from other countries, right? They're not Americans. Why are they running these corporations? And why are they hiring other people from their countries? Well, when it all comes down to it, are they loyal to their fellow countrymen? Are they loyal to the cheapest people to get the job done? Well, let's start with loyal to their countrymen. Yes, I'm sure they probably are. They're like, I would like to see more Indians. I would like to see more people from Germany. I would like to see more people from Pakistan, whatever. Okay. But when it really comes down to the rubber hitting the road, it comes down to dollars. So the other complaint is people with these H-1B visas are allowed into the country, and they get these jobs that Americans would have for what? Lower wages. They come in for half. And then one of the more technical complaints I have heard is that there's people called headhunters. And what they do is they're corporate people, and their job is to find people and place them in jobs. So these H-1B visas are brought in, visa holders, non-Americans, and they negotiate, and they have to pay a portion of their salary to these headhunter firms to be placed and get these jobs and work cheaper than Americans. These are regulatory issues that can be fixed very, very quickly. They need to be fixed very, very quickly. And Elon Musk has agreed, yes, the regulations need to be put in place so that Americans who are qualified for these same jobs have a level playing field, that they're not being undercut and underbid. They're not being squeezed out by headhunters. They're not being squeezed out by HR professionals who take a kickback. And they're certainly not being squeezed out by people who are using racial discrimination and racial or national, I should say, if not racial, national preferences. In other words, I'm from India, I'm going to hire all the Indians I can. I'm from Pakistan, I'm going to hire all the Pakistanis I can. Right? We need to have this patriotic America first discussion. Right. Now, one of the main complaints that has been, I talked about, those are the complaints about what's going wrong, and they can be fixed with regulations. They need to be more monitored, heavily monitored, regulated, and anything that is fraudulent needs to be prosecuted criminally. Not an administrative fine, a criminal prosecution. People go to jail, and that H-1B visa holder is deported. So if they violate the regulations, they go out. And if an American here violates the rules, they go to jail. And if a H-1B visa holder is the one sneaking people in, they need to be deported instantly also. I mean, screw the going to jail. Make them pay a fine and then kick their ass out of the country. You see, there needs to be a criminal penalty for what these people are doing. If indeed they're giving unfair preferential treatment to outside of the country. Now, the other side of this is that, yes, there are a lot of qualified Americans that can do these jobs. And yeah, right, there's a pay grade we're trying to meet. I get it. I work in an industry, construction, where you are competing to get the job done with others who will do it for less if they can. It's very competitive. So wages get drugged down. In Florida, the wages are half of what they are in California for doing the same work. Why? There's not enough people here doing the work, or there's too many people here doing the work. Anyways, the other side of this is the American education system. The American education system is creating left-wing skulls full of mush. Not everyone. When they said Americans are lazy, I agree. I agree with Vivek. I agree with Elon Musk. I agree with everybody. The Japanese back in the late 80s and early 90s said Americans are fat and lazy. Right? It's true. Even back then, 30 years ago and more, yeah, Americans are fat and lazy. Now, being fat, is that a problem? No. Being lazy is always a problem, right? But not all Americans are lazy. A big percentage of them are. You and I, we seem to understand that, do we not? Do we not? But look, we call out the fucking Democrats and the rhino Republicans. They are scum. They're lazy. They're on welfare. They're stealing money. They're on the take, right? They're screwing everyone, right? They take advantage of government handouts when they shouldn't be taking them. We know who they are. And then you've got these young people coming out of college with degrees in underwater basket weaving technology and liberal arts studies, right? With a women's rights major and a DEI minor. These are worthless degrees. Worthless degrees. Unbelievably worthless degrees. They're not going to get high-paying jobs in corporations. not with liberal arts degrees. And even with a very good degree, you have to get out and work cheap. You don't get to come out of college and make $100,000, $200,000 a year. Bullshit. You get to be a fucking intern. Lawyers, and I'm not a big fan of them, they get to put in 60, 70, 80 hours a week before they get to be real lawyers. Now, I think I've made the point that the people coming out of our schools, our system, they're indoctrination holes, right? They go there to learn how to hate America, hate Republicans, hate themselves, hate their gender, right? We know that they aren't being taught work ethic, the value of experience and knowledge, right? Putting wealth and wisdom to work. You're just not seeing it. Not the way we used to. We need to get back to that. So the problem that Vivek has pointed out, and Elon Musk have pointed out, and Trump have pointed out, and Darcy T have pointed out, they're real problems. Now, by the way, Darcy T is not in her 20s. So she has real work experience, and she works in the IT industry, and she knows. She busts her ass to make sure she keeps her job. These young people, young Americans come in, and they think, I'm getting paid for 40 hours of work. I'm going to give them 20. I'm going to stand around the coffee machine. I'm going to drag my feet. I'm going to play on my phone. I'm going to screw around. I'm going to do the minimum to get by. And then they want to get mad they're not getting the raise, the promotion. They're getting mad because they're getting let go and fired and replaced with someone from another country who is working for half the pay and doing twice the work. Well, that needs to be made illegal. And I'll give you another example. Right? The people, not in IT and tech industry, but how about the illegals that came into this country to work for Tyson Chicken? They fired over 1,000 people from one plant. I think it was up in Virginia. Just let them go. Fuck you, Americans. And they brought in Tyson Chicken. A bunch of these illegals, not even legal immigrants, not even visa holders. And they're hiring them. That's fucking illegal. It should be the people that are running them, the one that hired them, should be fired. The HR department should be fired. And the company should be fined, period. But see, this comes down to regulatory framework and also criminal penalties. We need a justice department, a labor department that actually does their fucking jobs. That would fix this. Now, if you're going to hire H-1B visa holders from another country and bring them in, then you are agreeing to federal regulatory statutes. In other words, the federal government can monitor that. So the state of California or the state of Illinois or New York or Washington or Colorado can't bring them in and say, we're not abiding by any of those rules. That person's here with a federal visa. That means they are under federal jurisdiction. So yes, a small, efficient federal system can be created and monitored. Their pay will be regulated based on what other Americans are getting paid and make it difficult to hire them and replace Americans, period. And if, right, what I grew up, and you are not allowed to discriminate. Race, age, gender, sex, blah, 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 blah. Right? Bad, bad, bad. You're not allowed to discriminate. If you hire someone because they are from a certain place, or if you hire someone or don't hire someone because they're white or black or American or Asian, if you don't hire them based on that, you get to go to jail. Right? So again, it's a regulatory issue that should fall under federal purview, and it can be solved very good. So you can't answer the question that Darcy T had with a soundbite, right? That's what mainstream media was all about, folks. You and me here, we talk about subjects, topics, events, and we spend time discussing them so that we can share information and we can come to a more informed conclusion. Is it any fucking wonder why the Democrats, the globalists, corporations, mainstream media, entertainment, and big tech want us to just shut the fuck up, right? They want us quiet. They want us not talking. So only their soundbite bullshit propaganda news is what we have to make a decision with. In any event, great topic. I'm kind of glad we got that one right out the freaking gate. And now we move on to, I'd like to get Chin Music into the screen if we can. And let me check on something real quick. Hang on to your hats. Okay, looking good. Uman, how is the streaming effect looking? Are we good? Okay, we did some upgrades here at the Prepared Mind Studios. There we go. Let me get back to Darcy T here. And she says this, and to add to the issue, let's take down Chin Music. I apologize because we got an add on to the last topic. Darcy T is enjoying this, and she sent some more in. And she did the $50 PayPal super chat. And she says, and to add to the issue, AI, artificial intelligence, is now filtering resumes so that only the people who end up being interviewed are those that can throw together a resume with the right keywords. If we went back to actually allowing hiring managers to review resumes, we would be able to hire superior talent and not the mediocre people who can't reason their way out of a paper bag. Once again, this can be regulated and handled. Using AI to filter, that would be for review. If you're going to hire H-1B applicants, then you have to go through a hiring process, and it doesn't have to be a huge red tape and filled anything. It just has to be everyone who applies, tell us what it is that you want and not, right? It's very easy, folks, and very easy to make it uniform. You don't get to use a filter. You got to hire more people that have names other than Smith and Jones, right? But you have to give everyone a shot at it. It's incredible, right? Now, the big question is, well, what if there is discrimination and you feel you're being discriminated against? You put your application in at 20 different companies and no one called you from any of those companies for a job interview. And your name is Barnaby Jones. How do you deal with that? Well, there needs to be a way to ask for a review, right? In fact, companies, if they're hiring H-1B applicants, they need to have a hiring process. Perhaps an online application technique would do it. And again, I'm just now throwing ideas out there where it asks the questions so that you don't have a chance to use their magical keywords. Anyways, I think it can be handled. It really is a question of proper regulatory practices as well as criminal and administrative enforcement. All right, now let's move on to Chin Music, if we shall. And I know that Chin has done I almost poured myself a really big one. That would have been a good mistake to make. But a 15-year single malt scotch from Chin Music. And his donation today, $69.69. I guess that's a joke out there. And a table for two. I tell you. Yeah, thank you, Chin Music, for the $69.69. And he says it's been a good couple weeks. Let me start that again. We got 300 people live here right now, folks. Share the internet address. Hit the repost button. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you hit the heart. And here we go. Chin Music says it's been a good couple of weeks for us conspiracy theorists. Internal communications now show Biden non-compos mentis since day one, and his staffers knew it. Also, dollar store Liz Piggy Cheney is in hot water. Also, they better now waver on trying people for actual crimes. It's not payback, it's justice. Payback is just a side benefit. You know, like a Lewinsky, the liberal beta shitbag at work. I think he's talking about his own work here. Won't even come around me. I don't blame them. If I was a liberal shitbag, I wouldn't get anywhere near you, Chin. Anyway, he said the beatings have been merciless, and morale has not improved. Happy New Year, savages. Keep training hard so when you hit them, they stay hit. Bam. And we have this. So let's go back to page 1 with Chin Music if we can. And it's been a couple of good weeks for conspiracy theories because, well, our theories have been accurate. Have they not? Right? Biden. Yeah. There, it's coming out. He has been not in his head proper. He has not been what most of us would call competent, mentally competent. To be the president of the United States, you need to be more than just mentally competent. You need to be on the ball, have a grasp of everything, be intelligent, knowledgeable, able to work with people. Right? All of these things, understand global politics, domestic politics, right? But since day one, Biden has not held the standard, and his staff knew it. Everyone knew it in the Democrat Party that was up at his level, and they hid it. There are now going to be a lot of questions about what Biden knew and when he knew it, and what he forgot and when he forgot it. So, can the Department of Justice, the Attorney General's office, investigate that? If there's a crime there, you bet. With respect to laws signed by an incompetent or someone who is not legally capable of making decisions for themselves, then they can't make decisions for the whole country. So who is making the decisions? But they were using Biden's name. So all of those laws, are they nunc-pro-tunc, void as they should be? Well, we're going to find out. Liz Piggy Cheney, that's right, the discount Miss Piggy from, what is it, Wyoming? Yeah, she's in hot water. Big time. A couple of weeks ago, there were threats. Now it's looking like, yes, she is in big fucking trouble. For corrupting witnesses, subordination of perjury, lying, interfering with witnesses, looking a little bit like bribery, possibly some extortion out there. In any event, that'll all be determined. The investigations have been done already. We don't need 6 months, 18 months of investigations. The work has been done by people like you. Real people who know what they have. We have videos of what really happened, and then we have videos of what Liz Piggy says happened. Also in on this, I believe, are Jamie Raskin, and of course, the now newly minted Senator Adam Shifty Shithead. That guy. Bug-eyed, pencil-necked, butt poker. Who apparently had to pay a large settlement. A large settlement for allegedly having something to do with a young man. Quite possibly underage. I don't know. Alleged. It's alleged. Now, we've got that. Right? Liz Piggy and the entire J6, January 6, 2021. Right? It is. They're trying to say it's going to be payback. It's revenge. And that Kash Patel is going to be in a position for revenge. No, it's justice. It's justice. And I'll tell you what, any rhino Republican, and that's exactly what Liz Piggy Cheney is. She was a Republican. What about Adam Klitstinger? Oh, yeah, Adam Klitstinger. How about Eye Patch McCain? He's in big trouble now, right? All of these conspiracy theories, it's coming. right? Because you and I took facts and we filed them away in different files. This person did this, this, and this, and this. These are facts. The mainstream media reported it. Sometimes we reported. We took the leaks. We saved the screenshots. But the Department of Justice, Merrick Garland, did not do his job. Didn't do his job. The FBI, Chris Wray, and also James Comey, did not do their jobs through the Trump administration and the whole Biden administration. They let crime go unpunished. Justice went unserved. The guilty were able to flee. Oh, yeah, Peter Strzok, he's going to be getting called back up. Ruby Rod Rosenstein, he's going to get called back up. Lisa Page, they can all get called back, or their testimony, where it is, will stand and be used against them in a court of law. This is very possible. This can happen. And I'm going to tell you, the only thing that can make it happen is you. Me a little bit. I'm this. You guys are this. What I mean by that is using Twitter X to write a message to every single senator and representative you have in Washington, D.C. And you can even send messages to representatives who are not yours. Just tell them how you feel. Write a message out, copy it, paste it, send it in X. Send it to every last one of them and overwhelm them, I should say. Let me correct that. Continue to overwhelm them. Don't commit any crimes. Don't break any laws. Don't threaten anybody. Tell them what you think and what you demand from them. I want to hear every congressman, every senator squeal and scream, "We don't like being bullied by you American people whom we're supposed to serve that voted." Right? That's exactly what we want. Payback is for me and you. People who have professional jobs within the government that are going to be appointed, like Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, right? Oh, Pete Hegseth, right? They're scared to death. They have to play by the rules. Good. Use the laws and the rules to enforce the law so that justice comes both swiftly and harshly to all these people that have gotten away with screwing over America. And it gets better. The liberal beta shitbag at work. Chin Music is a very polite guy. He really is. I've sat down, had personal time with him at dinner. Great guy. But when it comes to using language, he's kind of rough around the edges like I am. But I think he is the same way I am. He's very intelligent, folks. We all are on here. Uman, Jolene. We use rough and coarse language because it helps spice up. We'll use that. And I don't think Uman's anywhere near as nasty as me. But it spices up the show a little bit. Gives it a little more pizzazz, if you will. And I'm a spicy kind of guy. And I want to hit them and hit them hard. Folks, if you're just showing up, be sure if you're on a YouTube type platform, thumbs up, share the internet address. If you're on X, hit the repost, hit the heart button, and join us in the comments section. Hit the comments bar, put in a comment, and then start scrolling. You're going to have a good time in the comment section and on the show. And if you've got something to say, if you've got a question, a comment, a theory, a thought, I want to get you on the screen because this show actually belongs to you guys. So far, the first 30 minutes have gone to 2 super chat donations. You guys, right? It's your show. You pick the topics. I just do some talking and away we go. I don't tell you what to think. I don't tell you how to think. I give you some information. You get to choose how you want to use it. All right. We got people doing some subscribing out there. We got some other stuff going on. Let's continue to have some fun. I tell you what, Jolene's sending me a message here. This whole bit about, okay, thank you, Jolene. Merrick Garland hasn't done his job as the Attorney General. He has not enforced the law, the rules in labor, in government, in crime, in the Pentagon, nowhere. The only thing they've done is persecuted the shit out of Republicans, parents. Matt Gaetz. Oh, wait, what? Real quick on the Matt Gaetz thing. Well, they released the non-criminal right? They found nothing criminal against Matt Gaetz, right? They did an investigation into his personal dealings. And then they recently released him to smear him. Former Representative Matt Gaetz out of Florida. Well, now there's a demand that they release other not top secret paperwork about congressional representatives who have used a congressional slush fund to pay out sexual harassment cases. Well, you want to try and smear Matt Gaetz? Well, I guess what we need to do then is smear the shit out of everyone, because that's the way it ought to be, right? Hey, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Now, there we go. Coffee down. Oh, by the way, I strongly recommend you get these coffee right here. Cafefe.com. That is the coffee of choice around here. I want to thank John for that. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Jolene, the prepared mother, is right on top of that. There we go. Now, we'll leave that on the screen here. If you've got a question, comment, you can get here. Use Venmo, Cash App, PayPal links that you'll find also. Send that in. We'll get you on the screen with your questions, comments, and thoughts. Now, Merrick Garland, yeah, he's done a lousy job. Lousy job. And now guess who he's pissed off? Apart from me, you, Trump, and everyone else. Apparently Joe Biden is mad, pissed at Merrick Garland because he didn't get it done. He did not lock up Donald Trump before the election. Well, they did arrest the Don. They got a mugshot of him. Right? He went from zero to hero by the end of the year, and he is Times Man of the Year. None of this Person of the Year shit. Man of the Year. Right? Incredible. They wanted to lock up Trump, and they couldn't get it done. What does that tell you? That tells me that they actually had absolutely dick, nothing, zip, zilch, nada on Trump. Period. Letitia James had her shit thrown out. Fat ass Fannie Willis, well, her ass is now on a grill. She's in big trouble. Judge Merchant is in trouble. Ergadan, that little wiener, that little schmalzy schmuck, he is going to be in trouble. And then we've got, boy, I tell you, all the judges, and there are more of them, folks, that are involved in Trump's cases. They're going to have their asses in hot water. I love it. I absolutely love it. But yeah, Biden is pissed. The Bidens are pissed at the Democrats. The Bidens are pissed at Trump, even though they wanted Trump to win so that Kamala didn't. There is just chaos on the Democrat side. Absolute chaos. Woo! Good stuff. How do I do this? Oh, well, let's just go with that. Oh, by the way, we were discussing a little callback to Darcy T's question having to do with the H-1B visa program. While Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy and Trump have been talking about, yeah, we need to bring in the best and the brightest, right, from out of the country. That's fine, right? But Elon Musk has said, yeah, he calls for major reform. And he says that the H-1B visa program is broken. And what he proposes is to make it more expensive to hire overseas than to get domestic employees. In other words, they said, yeah, we can fix this. I got very detailed in my explanation and the way I would correct it. But he just very quickly says, soundbite style, he says, hey, let's just make it more expensive to hire foreigners, right? And then others have said, we need to fix our collegiate system so that it doesn't promote and graduate morons who are really good at identifying the gender of themselves after 4 years of closely studying what's in their pants. All right, let's have some fun. While we're getting warmed up on X, while we're getting the system straight, if you have anything you want to talk about, you need to follow right here, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal links, and you can have your question brought up. But we want to get to some here because we got some good comments / questions So let's do a couple of them and see what we're going to talk about. So we've got RDNK, RFNK. That's a lot of shit there. Nice hat there, Chief. He says, until these deep state and Dems start going to jail for long terms, things won't change. I agree 100%. Nothing will change in Washington. Nothing will change in the state capitals. Nothing will change in county supervisors or city halls until until the law is enforced. Now, I can tell you from personal experience in California, local government is every bit as corrupt and shitty and nasty as it is in Washington, D.C. Every level of government is full of shit and liars. And nothing is going to change. Nothing will get better until they are prosecuted. Now, I can tell you again from personal experience, at the lowest level, the county and city level, I got involved in politics, and it is dirty. It is nasty. Your nose better be clean. You better not have any criminal doings, right? But you can go in there and you can raise holy hell and get people thrown out of office and make people resign. I went in, sat down, talked to the district attorney, not some deputy DA, not some piece of shit lawyer in a fucking crappy ass used JCPenney suit. But I sat down with the DA and I said, hey, Bob, this is what we got going, and I knew him. And he told me, he goes, I can't prosecute that, John. I cannot prosecute that guy because I've got to convince a jury full of people that the good old boy that they're all friends with, right, is a criminal. Now, I had that discussion with Bob, hell of a good guy, very honest with me, very frank with me. And I got to tell you, respectable. But a day later, or was it a day and a half later, that person that needed to be prosecuted ended up resigning because there was a mountain of pressure. And that's exactly what we need, is a mountain of pressure. And we can do it, folks. We already are doing it. This mountain of pressure by using X to communicate with Congress, with the Senate, with the House of Reps, with the Attorney General's office, with the FBI, with the Department of Justice, period, where we can find the people in charge, send them a message, and tell them we see what's going on. We can give them the facts. You can email them the facts. No more bullshit. And then we hold the big deal. The other thing we need to get fixed is the election system. There needs to be a national law. National law. You can call it federal if you want. You cannot vote unless you have a picture ID, are an American citizen, and are registered to vote. And that's it. You vote more than once, you go to jail for 10 fucking years, 20 years. We need to take the cheating out of the electoral system and then hold everyone accountable. Right? The reason I'm not a bank robber, and I think I'd be a fine bank robber, is I don't want to get shot, killed, and go to jail the rest of my life. That's a good deterrent. That's a good deterrent right there. These people, they're not going to jail, so what do they fucking care? All they need to do is lie to you, get elected, get in there, and start shaking the money tree and screwing everyone over. That's it. That's how they roll. Why should they do it any other way if that's what works? Exactly, folks, exactly. That's exactly what's going on. Okay, we're 45 minutes in. I've got, let's see, what do we got here? That's not it. That's not it. Let me try this again here. And nope, I'm not seeing it. All right, well, let's do this. If you've got a question, a comment, and you want to get on the board, we've got Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. you do a donation. Your guys' donations is what pays the bills, keeps the lights on. It keeps me drinking the scotch on the show. It gets tuna fish, Spam, and other products into the storeroom, right? The pantry, because shit is going to get nasty. It really is. Things are going to get really, really nasty. They're not going to get better. They're going to get a lot worse. Trust me on this. They're going to. The Democrats are very scared of the very things we've been talking about, holding them accountable, taking their system away. Corporations, big tech. This includes automobile makers, chicken, agricultural producers. They're scared to death. They're going to be regulated. They're going to be held accountable. Right? We need Trump to do that, right? We need this to happen to fix our country. We really do. In fact, first it was Ford, General Motors, and now Toyota have decided they're going to throw a shit pile of money at the president's inauguration. They realize, they know, folks, right? They're trying to get on the good side of things. Well, that's not going to buy your way out of jail. No get out of jail free cards. We need to hold these people accountable. Really do. Now, a lot of stuff going on. Let's do this. Jolene, you said we've got, what do we got? Holy cow, we got a $50 super chat donation from Robin G through PayPal. That is great. Thank you, Robin G. No doubts, no doubts. And we're going to do a 15-year scotch right there, and then we'll get to Robin's question. And it may be advisable for Robin to have a email address to send them in the future. Robin, thank you so much. Down the hatch, folks. Join me, if you will, for another drink as we toast our way through a very untoasty night. I know it's cold up north. Wow. That's some good stuff right there. Smooth as butter. All right. Robin G. That'll be fine. Yes, Jolene. Okay, Robin G she's on X, folks. X. We got a big X, and she says, Adapt 2030 reports a possible polar vortex to sweep across a good portion of the U.S. January 10th through 12th. Think The Day After Tomorrow. That's a movie. The kind of cold that could break records and cause a grid down in parts of the country. Find a way to heat your home and cook meals. Happy New Year. All right. This is a great prepper / preparedness / patriot move here. This has happened in the past, folks. It's not just the movies. Does everyone remember? Was it, no man, Mike, 2 or 3 years ago in Texas? I don't think of Texas as a northern state. I don't think of Texas as a Midwestern state. Texas touches the Gulf of Mexico. Texas touches Mexico, New Mexico, Louisiana. Somehow it still gets some cold. It was so cold in Texas, all of their solar panels froze over. It was so cold in Texas, their wind turbines froze up and wouldn't spin. And they had a power shortage. My dear old mom, who was living in the San Antonio area, she's now relocated to Michigan. It wasn't the warmest move, but she relocated there, right? But anyways, in Texas, the cold, this is just a few years ago, froze them up, power out. California, the West Coast, the upper Pacific Northwest, it gets damn cold. Nevada, Utah, right? Flyover country can freeze over. Well, it also includes Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York. All of New England can just freeze right over. So we move right into a little discussion about being prepared. How do you prepare yourself for something really, really difficult to get through, like a power outage? If you can't heat your whole home and you've got water in the pipes and in your house drops below 30 degrees, your pipes can freeze and explode. And when everything thaws out, you're going to have leaks everywhere. Giant mess. Let's hope that you can keep your whole house above freezing. At the very least, you need heat in the house, right, to keep it from getting that cold. But can you survive in your home? 60 degrees, 50 degrees, 40 degrees? The answer is yes, right? How do we survive? Well, there's this thing called Maslow's pyramid, right? The bottom layer is survival. Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense. Those are the things that we all need to get by through any emergency. So if you're up north and we got cold, one of these polar vortexes or cyclone bombs or whatever name they want to ascribe to it, you need the proper food, right? That's energy packed for you, that tastes good, right? You need water, the ability to drink liquids, right? If the whole system freezes up, I'm not talking about your house, but the water system or the energy's out, do you have access to water? Do you have sufficient quantities of water stored in bottles, plastic, glass, whatever you got, some sort of storage? But clothing is really critical, really critical. Pants, shirts, socks, coats, boots, hats, gloves. You can live in your house quite comfortably, even down into the 30s, folks. I have spent the night out, all night, literally sitting in snow, toasty and warm. I'm not saying it's fun, but you can do it. It's certainly not fun, but you know, that's, I have the boots. I still have the boots, even though I live in Florida, because the same boots I have are also good for swamps. They're waterproof. But here's the point. Be prepared, because we don't know when we're going to be attacked, when we're going to be hit at all times. Now, we have Robin G was saying, hey, January 10th, January 12th, right in there, we're going to get some massive cold. It doesn't matter whether it's government created or natural. It doesn't matter. Folks, 50 years ago, 60 years ago, 70 years ago in America, it was a lot colder. A lot colder. Places that get 3 feet of snow now, and they think that's a lot, they used to get 6 or 8 feet of snow 80 years ago on a regular basis. We have gotten very spoiled because we had a warm period, and now it looks like we're going back to a cold period. Right? It's not really global warming. They're such liars. But precipitation is a big deal. In any event, right? Make sure you can heat your home. Make sure you can cook your meals. Right? Again, I talked about Spam and tuna fish. That's in my pantry because you don't have to cook it. It's already cooked. It's safe to eat. Having a sufficient quantity of beef jerky, turkey jerky. And if you're one of those types that doesn't like meat, get some plant-based jerky. I don't care. Anyways, food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense. The other part, this last part, if it's so cold out, there's no power, lights are out, people are freezing, times are tough, lots of emergencies, you may be on your own in the event of an emergency that requires protection. So make sure you're covered. Robin G, great set of topics. Thank you so much. And there's so much to talk about here. Let's roll with this. Let's have some more fun here. And by fun, I mean, let's talk about shit that's hit the fan. In South Korea, okay, thank you, Jolene. In South Korea, a passenger plane has crashed. 181 people were on board. A huge fireball erupted out of it. Lots of death, huge tragedy, and it is just awful. But something about that story got to me as I was reading it. Huge tragedy. But they disclosed everything about the crash, the plane, where it happened, the conditions, everything that happened, except whose plane was it? Who built the plane? Could it have been Boeing? I don't know. Could cheap foreign replacement parts and maintenance parts be to blame? I don't know. I guess they're going to have to do the NTSB style sifting through the ashes? Could it have been DEI engineers that worked on the design of the plane, its parts, its replacement parts? Could they have been DEI, or that is diversity, equity, and inclusion hires in the maintenance departments? This system, folks, of hiring the cheapest, it has some serious drawbacks. It looks good on paper, short term. Oh yeah, we hired some fruitcakes. Look at them over there. They don't know what they're doing, aren't they cute? Right, and so they can claim, hey, yeah, we're woke. We're a woke corporation. Well, it starts costing them productivity. Right, they're spending money and it's giving no return. If they're engineers, if they're computer operators, if they're mechanics, if they're anything to do with production capacity, right? Anything, guess what? It starts to hurt. Now, if you are busting your ass way up here, and this is why I don't understand these companies hiring less than qualified foreigners just because they're cheaper. They pay the price long term, folks, because your proficiency is up here. Theirs is down here. They're paying half and getting half. But the people up here that put out 100%, they see what these guys are doing. So they lower their productivity. They're like, fuck it. Why should I try as hard? Why? Since these guys don't do shit, why should I be up here? So they bring their performance down. Now the entire company suffers. Productivity drops, morale drops, profitability drops. That's why Boeing, I'm going to use the B word again, and other companies like Walmart, which is a retail outlet, and other manufacturers are dropping the woke DEI shit completely. Right? Because they were, I'm going to use the word extorted. Extorted by investment finance corporations like what, BlackRock, Vanguard, and told, if you don't go DEI, we're going to sell your stock. We won't carry it. And we're the biggest investment corporations in the world. I see that as corporate extortion. Social engineering by using corporate extortion, financial extortion. It's incredible to me, folks. Absolutely incredible. Are you prepared? The prepared mind knows. Are you prepared to see more of this? We're going to see more fuck ups from companies. We're going to see more companies dumping the woke shit. We're going to see more crazy ass left wing shit. And we're going to see more people moving to the right, moving to nationalism, freedom, liberty, accountability, justice, all those things that we want. Oh, yeah. And also the United States Constitution, this thing right here. Read them and weep, right? That's the rule book right there. And they need to follow it. They really do. I mean, it's just common sense, folks. Not so common, right? Intelligent thought, critical thinking, that sort of thing. Now, I got this story I want to get into, and then we'll get back into some of your comments and thoughts. If you have something to say, if you want to get right here, I'll make you famous. This is your guys' show. It's your show. You can do a donation of $5 or $5.56. You can do $20. It doesn't matter what you do. You don't have to do $50 just because the ones we've gotten so far are $50. But Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, that's how you can donate to the show. Keep us on the air live. Without you guys, I can't be here Sunday night and all week long. Right? I would have to get another job. We got kicked out of YouTube in a way, or suspended. And I'm like, okay, why don't we just leave on our own and go to X and get into X? And that's what we're doing on X, as well as our flagship website, thepreparedmind.club and subscribestar.com. Now, you guys can join if you wish, but I've got this right here in London, Kentucky, as opposed to London, England. London, Kentucky, police wanted to, well, they got a search warrant because somebody was reportedly in possession of a stolen weed eater. Not weed as in joints, a stolen weed eater, the thing for cutting grass. The police got a warrant for a stolen weed eater and conducted a late night raid in London, Kentucky. A late night raid for a weed eater. And they ended up killing the man in his house. And it was the wrong fucking house. Unbelievable, this story, folks. We need reform at the state level and local as well. This needs to be outlawed. If you're going to conduct a search warrant, it needs to be done in the daylight when people are awake. If you're going to arrest somebody, it needs to be done in the daylight when they're awake. We're getting way too many of these, whoops, wrong address, whoops, wrong person, whoops, we didn't do it right. I mean, they executed a search warrant on this guy, wrong address, and a raid, breaking the door, screaming, yelling, pointing guns at people. People are disoriented in their homes when they're interrupted at night. People are scared at night when someone's banging on the door and barges in. And people get defensive in their own home, by the way, right? We have the right to defend ourselves against intruders. You have a bunch of people blast into your house, pointing guns, screaming. You don't know what they want. You might jump out of your chair or jump out of your bed and try and fight them. I don't know exactly what happened with this guy, but he was killed because the police didn't get it right. Instead, they were dressed and behaved threatening. And if I saw someone break into the house wearing all black, I would say and think they look like fucking terrorists. I would defend myself. I don't care what they're screaming because I wouldn't hear it. All I would hear is a bunch of noise and ruckus, people screaming and yelling, coming to get me and try and kill me. Right? It's scary business. Right? We've got a lot of things in this country that need to be fixed. Right? Fourth and Fifth Amendment, yes. Sixth Amendment, you bet. Second Amendment, of course. First Amendment, you bet. We got a lot of things. How about the Seventh Amendment? Right? The cruel and unusual punishment. I think the January 6ers have something to say about that. They've got a multi-billion-dollar class action lawsuit that's going to be thrown right at the Department of Justice, the Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police. Hopefully Nancy Pelosi is named along with Chris Wray and the FBI, named, unnamed. I mean, I don't know what you guys think of this. I am not a criminal. I don't do anything wrong. I don't threaten anybody, right? I'm a veteran. I'm a taxpayer, right? It's, I don't expect ever for there to be a need for these people to come to my house at night or in the day. But, you know, there's something interesting happened here in the great state of Florida, which is where I live. Down in Bradenton, which I think is in Manatee County, which is on the west coast, about halfway down or a little further south in the state. Anyways, two foreigners decided they were going to try and break in someone's house. Robbery, probably the middle of the night. They broke in and the owner of the home shot them dead. Middle of the night, breaking down a door in Florida. Homeowners shot them dead. Doesn't matter if they're armed or not because, well, they're idiot criminals. Man shot them dead. And the sheriff of Manatee County went on the news, on TV, and said, you know, essentially, you have a right to defend your home and yourself if you're being attacked, right? Much like Sheriff Grady Judd from Polk County, Florida, right? So again, in this state, you have a right to defend yourself and your home against intruders. It becomes quite crazy, right? But it would be better to get this knock on the door. Police, someone please come to the door. We have a search warrant we need to execute. Instead of showing up in the middle of the night while people are disoriented, scared, and they've got their gun right next to their bed or next to their chair, right? And kick down the door and just bullets start flying. Crazy business, folks. But yeah, these criminals are learning. Justice comes quick. And folks, it's that kind of world. The left wingers, by the way, and the reason I'm bringing this up is not because cops are bad, but because their policies need to change. Criminals are bad and stupid, but the left wing lunatics out there, folks, a question I have and I wanted to bring up with you guys is I want you to think about this. Put what you want in the comments. Put what you want in the comments. I've heard a lot about turbo cancer lately. People getting cancer and being told, you've got 4 weeks, you've got 8 weeks, you've got 12 weeks, and you're done. There's nothing we can do. It's metastasizing. It's taking over your body. How many left-wingers, whether they're trannies or the LGB crowd, or whether they're just extreme communists, right? These Antifa type or BLM types, or just a radical party member. They're like, well, if I'm going to die in 4 weeks or 6 weeks or 8 weeks, I'm going to take everyone out that I can. I'm going to get a gun, learn how to use it, and I'm going to go on a full-ass rampage and kill as many people as I can. Because I'm going to die anyways. What the fuck? I may as well take out all these MAGA Trumpers, right? I have that in my head when I see these people out here acting like complete fucking idiots. That they don't care if they get shot. They're going to die anyway. Or they're so hate-filled and self-loathing that they want to be killed. But first, they want to take out as many good people as they can. I call them good people. They call us normies, as if that's a pejorative. Well, they use it in a pejorative sense, but it's actually normal. How can you find wrong with normal, right? We're normies, normal, but they see us as bad, evil, wrong. It's a wild-ass world, folks. What do you want to talk about? What's on your mind? We've passed the 1 hour mark. We're going to go to the 2 hour mark. And we're going to see what is up with seeing. And we've got the urban aboriginal, my good friend Rudy, and he's coming through the Prepared Mind Facebook. Good golly. He says, you may appreciate this 18th century survival and cooking channel. Interesting. Really back to basics. Hey, folks, the urban aboriginal, the dude he's down to basic survival skills, how to do it. Anyways, he's referring to youtube.com at Townsend's. If we need to adjust that, make sure everybody can find that website, YouTube channel. That sounds great. Again, it's cold. You're hungry. You're thirsty. The rest of the world has basically had the light switch turned off for a little while. Good stuff. In fact, on top of that, I want to thank you, Rudy, very much. Happy New Year. I hope you had a Merry Christmas, and God bless you, brother. Uman has the rsyndicate.com, the rsyndicate.com. And on that website, which is, I'd like to say, very much affiliated with the Prepared Mind, but it's owned by Uman. He has survival, hunting, fishing, right? Prepping, urban survival, rural survival, canning, gardening, everything that has to do with being prepared to take care of yourself in the event of an emergency, any emergency, right? He's got websites on there that'll help you find what you need. Really, it's a great resource to go dig into. The rsyndicate.com. Anyways, folks, it's Christmas is over. I really hope everyone had a great Christmas. And we're at 450 people live right now, 1 hour into the show. We're on X. If you're on X, be sure to hit the heart. Be sure to repost and hit the comments button and get into the comment section and see what people are talking about. Offer things up. If you've got a question or a statement you want read on the show, we've got Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal links so that you can donate to the channel, and we get lots of that. And get your questions right on here. And we'll make you famous, right? We've had a lot of fun with that already tonight, and let's keep going. Thank you much there, Jolene, the Prepared Mother. And let's roll with, did we have another question up there? There we go. Courageous Cat checking in. I think Courageous Cat did a super chat last week. Courageous Cat checking in off of X says, that freeze in Texas caused me to get a whole house solar and also PEX piping. No more leaks, no more power outages. By the way, they planned the power outages and which parts of the cities got turned off. Funny that the areas that the government officials lived in never lost power. What a coincidence. Right. The best way to not get your company in trouble is to make sure the state regulators don't have to suffer. Once again, one hand washing the other between governments and corporations. We know what that's called, right? It's called fascism. Right? Fascism is socialism, folks. Communism is socialism. They're both way, way, way over on the left side of the political spectrum. Our political spectrum on the prepared mind, by the way, because we're not philosophical dunderheads, is you got communism, fascism, and then way over here, you've got constitutional republic where freedom is guaranteed to the people by a constitution. We're not even close. When they call us far right, it's not about right and left. It's about freedom and not freedom. Communism, not free. Fascism, not free. Democracy, not free, folks. No freedom in democracy because, well, democracy is 4 wolves and 3 sheep voting on what's for dinner. Right? When people can use voting to steal your rights, that's a democracy. When you have a constitutional republic where your rights are guaranteed, that is freedom and liberty. That's why the Constitution is so beloved by libertarians and so hated and feared by Democrats and globalists. Big stuff, folks. Big, big, big stuff going on. All right. Where do we go next? Let's do this. I told you that the diversity, equity, and inclusion business, it is on its way out. And we talked about the foreign professionals versus domestically produced professionals. And I said, hey, you know, our universities are not turning out people ready for the workforce. Right? They get through class by whining. They show up late. They only do what they want. They try taking that into the corporate world, and no one wants to hire them if they're not going to show up on time and work the whole time. Right? Anyways, diversity, equity, inclusion is a failure, and we have another cancellation of DEI update at the University of Iowa. That's right, folks. Even universities are backing away from it and getting rid of it. Right? The University of Iowa wants to close down its gender, women's, and sexuality studies. All of those departments need to be closed down. Now, from the beginning, folks, it was a failure. From the beginning, it failed. It just took you and me fighting, screaming, and yelling for years for them to admit it doesn't work, admit its failure, admit it is nothing more than social engineering, right? And we have shown the world that we can crush it and we can throw it, the program and its adherents, the lunatics, the fruitcakes, the fruit salad shooting fools, throw their asses back in the closet. They are truly a bunch of saps. There we go. All right. Sunday Night Live. You and me, us. We're an hour and 15 minutes in. Let's see what you guys want to talk about. What's on your mind? And where are we going next? Mr. Uman and Jolene. We've got Mike Cruisers 1952. He says, good evening, John. Hey, what are your thoughts on who should run for Marco Rubio's seat? Donaldson? Well, I tell you what. I like Mr. Donaldson a lot. The question is are there enough strong Republicans that are libertarians at heart or constitutional Republicans, if you will? It would seem like there's not enough of them, right? Like Nancy Mace is going to run against Lindsay Light on the Loafers Graham in Southern or South Carolina. I wanted to call it Southern Carolina. Well, if she does that, that'd be great to get Lindsey Graham the fuck out of the Senate. He's a loser. He's an absolute loser. All he wants to do is go to war and line his pockets with kickbacks from the military-industrial complex. It's so transparent, so fucking obvious. I mean, really, a skinny jeans wearing fruitcake like him is going to kick ass. Unbelievable. But, you know, if Nancy Mace runs, I think she could beat him in the primary. If Nancy Mace runs against him, who is going to go to Nancy Mace's seat? You see, that's our problem. Now, I was hoping that the governor in Florida would be in a position or have the ability and authority to appoint a senator in Marco Rubio's place. Because Marco Rubio is also another rhino-type Republican who is now working for Trump, going to be Secretary of State, and he's going to have to do what Trump says. He's not an independent political voice to be out there and push what he wants. Now, of course, he may have his ideas and thoughts, but he will be giving very strict direction from Trump, as will Musk and Vivek and Patel and everyone else. So tell them, do your jobs. Right, there we go. Now, back to Marco Rubio's seat. I would love to see Donaldson. Look, Byron is a badass. I would love to see Laura Trump put in that. Somebody that's willing to go in there and fight. And when I say fight, I mean fight in a way that would embarrass their parents. Right? I want them not fighting with fists violently. I want them calling out who is wrong, who is criminal, who is bad for America, and not giving them an inch. Big Marge, and I think she's finally earned her way back in, not in my heart, but at least in my head, to being a pro-American, pro-constitutionalist. I sure hope so. She blew it by supporting Kevin the Loser McCarthy out of California for Speaker of the House and sucking up to him. I think she found out that didn't do her a bit of good with us. Now, still, right? Who do we put into the seat? Anyone that kicks ass. Literally, real Republicans. Hell, I wanted Matt Gaetz there, but I think there is a super secret surprise for Matt Gaetz. But, man, I'd love to see Donaldson in there. I really would. I don't know. Mike, I'm guessing that because you mentioned him, that's who you would like to see either run or be appointed. It is really going to be one hell of a shit show, folks. In 18 months when the campaigning starts, it's going to be crazy. But between now and then, we've got 18 months where people in Congress, our congressional representatives, our senators, don't need to worry about the elections. They need to worry about doing their job. If Trump needs to operate while the Senate and the Congress are in recess, then so be it. If they need to operate while Democrats are at home, right, either in the closet with their respective LGBTQ partners, fine, as long as there's a quorum and we can get business done. Where the president has the authority, he should act. I'm not a huge fan of executive orders. In fact, I don't like them at all. But everything that the Democrats have done that is outside or extra constitutional with respect to the people in the states, it needs to be trimmed back. Where the government doesn't have jurisdiction, it should be taken away. And where the government does have jurisdiction, they should use it both judiciously and effectively. And I'm talking about areas where they're not acting judiciously and effectively. For example, Wall Street. I think naked shorts on Wall Street should be taken out, right? Because they're allowed to get in there and they are affecting all sorts of people's lives. I think that companies like Vanguard and BlackRock and Goldman Sachs and Chase and JP Morgan, I think they're too big. I think Bank of America, another huge I think Wells Fargo, I think they need to be broken up into smaller pieces with respect to the stock market. So they cannot affect entire, not just companies, but industries and sectors. I think that should be taken away. The federal or the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, needs to actually do its fucking job. They're just not doing their jobs. Anyways, I don't want to get on that fucking horse, right? So let's get back on this horse. Who is more important? You, me, us, or them? Them is foreign governments. Them is non-governmental organizations like George Soros or Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg with the Zuckerbucks and the pallets of bricks, right? How about the World Economic Forum? Are they more important than us as Americans? How about the mainstream media, which is essentially an extension of the Central Intelligence Agency through Operation Mockingbird, which has been in practice for no less than 50 years. And it's been publicly known through the church hearings of the 1970s for 50 years that these people are doing it. The CIA is controlling our media, our information. And now you and I, we've got it back, right? We are the power. And I've got a story to help prove it. Before I get to that again, you want to talk? You got your questions, thoughts? Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. And we'll get you on screen with your thoughts, your questions, your comments, your predictions, your observations. There we go. Leave that up there while I talk about this. One of the things I like to be is entertaining and, where I can, humorous, right? I like to be Mr. Funny Guy when I can. But these late night talk shows, the liberals thought that was important. They thought the morning shows like Good Morning America, Morning Joe, with Joe Scarborough and Micah the Dingbat, The View, right? Then you go into the nightly news with this person and that person and the other person. Then you had late night. They had morning, noon, and night covered. Late night mainstream media comedy shows. You know, like Jimmy Kimmel, Fallon, just these complete losers. Guess what? They lost. They spent the whole year trashing Trump. But guess what they did not do? Guess what they failed? They failed to move the polls. They failed to persuade people not to vote for Trump. In fact, they may have helped contribute to people voting for Trump. Because anytime they said you need to vote for Joe Biden, and then, well, you need to change your idea and vote for Kamala Harris, I don't think they helped. I think they actually convinced people to go the other way. Now, what I see this, though, is proof that we, me and you, we are the media now. We are the pressure. It used to be the news, the mainstream media, and I'm talking 40 fucking years ago, folks, 50 years ago. The media would report what's going on so that we were informed, and then we would use that as pressure. The media knows, politicians, do your job right? And they would obey. And then the media decided, well, hey, we could become our own branch of government. We'll hide the truth and facts from the people of America. And then we'll tell the people what they need to hear. And we'll give a pass to all of our political cronies. And they'll do what we want, which is destroy America, destroy the Constitution, so that we have all the power, the media, Congress, the courts, and the federal government and the president, right? The bureaucracy, the deep state. But now we have the power, thank you to the internet, and we owe a huge debt of gratitude to Elon Musk for shaking up the system, buying Twitter, turning it into X, increasing the free speech that we have, scaring the shit out of YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, so that they have to lighten the fuck up. But now they're doubling down, by the way, right? We are the media, meaning we don't need them, and we can communicate with each other, which is why I say share the videos, repost the videos, make sure you thumbs up or heart the videos, comment, Because the more we participate with each other, the more we promote each other, guess what? The more the computer algorithms on all social media, this includes Rumble and BitChute and YouTube, as well as X, right? They have to acknowledge our existence, and we, folks, are the media. We don't obey the CIA's Mockingbird, mainstream media, propaganda soundbite machine, and their official sources, which is Karine Jean-Pierre, the Pentagon, and who gives a fuck in the government. It's now us. And then not only do we report the news to each other, guess what? We can now write directly through X, which we owe Musk a huge thank you to that. Because every single congressman, every single senator, and the bureaucratic heads, the FBI, the IRS, the ATF, the DEA, the Department of Homeland Security, all of them have contact points that we can nail with X and give them the message. You are more powerful than ever. And if you're not falling asleep, if you're not ignoring your duty, and we have a duty, we do. If I have a right and a duty to overthrow a government that has become tyrannical, then I also have a right and a duty to warn them along the way to knock their shit off, knock your shit off, knock your shit off, or else. And that right and duty I'm talking about is actually in the Declaration of Independence, which is in this itty bitty teeny book. Declaration of Independence is in this book. And it says we have a right and a duty to get rid of government we don't like. And we have two ways to do it: the nice way and the mean way. And I'm not encouraging violence, but it's within my rights to take that action. It's within all of our rights to take that action. But right now, we're winning the war, the battle with social media. We're at 90 minutes into the show. We're at 470 people live on the preparedmind.club, subscribestar.com, X, YouTube. We're here, folks. We got 297 watching on X, 161 on YouTube related channels, but we need more people on X getting into the comments section. Let's get it rolling, folks. Let's get it rolling. We got tons of people on X. It's okay to comment. It's okay to share opinions. In fact, we encourage it. The more you do, the more you say, the more we learn about what each other are thinking. Again, I'm John the Prepared Mind, right? That's a thing. Chance favors the prepared mind. But it is through collaboration with one another, sharing our ideas, right? Not to be attacked, but to cooperate and share ideas. You see, I've already experienced that on X a little when I wrote about how do we fix this H-1B visa thing. And some professor answered back and goes, well, how do you propose to do that, John? And I didn't take it as an insult. I took it as an opportunity to say, well, you do it by properly regulating, by requiring that they meet domestic, shall we say, wage windows that we want to fit in, that we don't allow kickbacks or required kickbacks, if you will, for being hired. Right? There's ways to do it. So we can. I want you guys engaged. I want you chatting. I want you sharing your ideas, because your thoughts and ideas, even if they don't get onto the screen, are going to remain inside of X or inside of YouTube or inside of Rumble or inside of BitChute. All of these channels we've got, as well as the preparedmind.club, which is, by the way, a superstore for prepper items. Those comments will stay there. And guess what? Other people will read them and they'll become educated, right? They'll combine that with what they know, and that creates knowledge, right? There's education and there's applied education and wisdom and knowledge. We can all get there. And that's how we defeated the fucking Democrats and stomped their asses in the election. And we're going to take it into 2025. And we're going to make sure we stay on top of our politicians and make sure they do what the fuck they're supposed to. Chin Music is checked in through Venmo with a 556 super chat donation. Thank you, Mr. Chin Music. Let's have some fun. Man, keep an eye out and see what Mr. Music has to say. Apparently, he's got something to say, folks. And when he does, look out. For those of you on X who aren't familiar with who Chin Music is, he's been in here for quite a while. He is a brazen American, a patriot, just like you guys. And he's gotten out and he's sent me pictures of him with congressional representatives, state, federal politicians. He doesn't mess around. He goes and introduces himself. He even wore a shirt that says, "Liberals suck." And he wears that publicly, by the way. But Chin Music has done that and continues to do that. And he's demonstrated and proven that you can, in person, make a difference. And that we can, by writing our politicians, make a difference. Okay, let's do this. Uman, thank you very much for giving us the update and inspiring and encouraging chatting on X. Jolene, what does Chin Music have to say? And he says, just a reminder that Jizzy Maxwell is in jail. That's right, folks. Jizzy Maxwell is Ghislaine Maxwell, good buddy and partner to the now deceased Jeffrey Epstein, who ran Jeffrey Epstein's wonderful pedophile for fun island called Little St. James in the Caribbean, where they would take and bring down American politicians, American judges, American bureaucrats, American corporate leaders, American bankers, as well as European people of the same ilk, including royalty, like Prince Andrew of England. So yes, Jizzy Maxwell procured underage girls and boys for these politicians. Procured, got them sent to the island. In other words, child sex trafficking. They all got sent down to Little St. James. And people like Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton. People like allegedly Tom Hanks, allegedly P. Diddy, allegedly Chief Justice John Roberts, allegedly. But there's a logbook for the airplane, the Lolita Express, as well as a lot more information about what's going on there. Allegedly Huma Abedin. I have to put in the word allegedly because it sounds cute. Anyways, Jizzy Maxwell is not dead. She's still in jail. Jeffrey Epstein, he got waxed. He got erased. He'd be dead. Right? But Jizzy and the Black Book. That's right. A client list of names for running a high-level, politically motivated, for money for hire honey list tied to the Mossad as well. That would be the Jewish Secret Service, Mossad. That's the Jewish CIA. Yep, they were collecting information so they can control American politicians, bureaucrats, judges, and corporate interests to make sure they behaved and did what they want in Israel, as well as in Washington, D.C., New York, London, Rome. Folks, this is a disgusting cartel. No one from the list that Jizzy Maxwell has, the actual Black Book, no one has been 100% pointed to as, you went there. But we know Bill Gates. We know that Hillary and Bill. And we know that others definitely are on that list. Celebrities, definitely on that list of going to that island where they did God knows what to children. There is a lot of information out there, and we're hoping and praying that everyone that's involved gets exposed publicly day one. I'm with you, Chin. Day fucking one. They need to be exposed publicly, and they need to be called to count. This list exists. This book exists. These people are known inside circles in Washington, D.C. Kash Patel has the opportunity to bring integrity back to government by holding all of these scumbags accountable. They can bring integrity back to Wall Street, back to the banking investment world, back, folks, to everything, the Pentagon, everything. This country can be restored when criminals are fearful and go to jail. You want confidence restored? Hell, I would love to pay the taxes they're charging me if I got something for it. But all I've got so far is beaten down, slurs thrown at me, my life threatened, because they're not being held accountable and they're getting away with it. It's that kind of world, folks. It really is. We're right under the 500 viewer mark. I really want you guys to do this. Hit on X first. Let's do X first. Hit the little heart. Do that. Hit the repost button. Looks like a little circle repost thing, right? Now on YouTube channels and other channels you're viewing, hit the thumbs up and then share the internet address. This is a public Sunday Night Live broadcast. Means everyone can come watch for free. It's not just for subscribers. It's everybody. Get active. Participate in the comments section. Everything helps. And the goal is not to solve the world's problems in one night. It's not going to happen. Or next week. Or on January 20th or January 21st. It's going to take us being vigilant, awake, and if you want to enjoy victory and feel like you've stomped their asses, then come with us and take this journey. Get prepared. Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine. That's right, pew-pews. Be prepared and then take action. Football game, all you do is cheer and drink beer. Basketball game, I don't know what the fuck you do, right? Baseball, right? Sports is ruined. You want an interactive sport you can be in where you can be the winner? This is it, folks. This is the big game. This is the real deal. Join and win. And your taxes will go down. Your freedom will go up. Your satisfaction in life when you're stomping the enemy is incredible. It really is, folks. It really is. And watching the late night comedy shows fail, it's a beautiful thing, folks. It really is. In fact, let me continue with that a little bit. At Disney, get this. They got a new animated series they wanted to bring out. And they're devastated. The Disney producers are devastated because they had to remove a trans character. And they claim, folks, they fucking claim this, that this trans character would have saved lives. That's right. So instead of, this is the lie they've told children and parents and teachers for years, is that if somebody is a little gender confused or upset, if someone's upset, guess what? They're going to commit suicide and die. So to save their life, you have to recommend gender transition. You have to recommend puberty blockers. You have to recommend hormone replacement. You have to recommend mutilating surgeries to save lives. Turns out, after all this time, lives aren't being saved. You're getting more suicides from people with fucked up bodies and brains from drugs and propaganda than otherwise. But if it could just save one life, yeah, Disney, fuck you, right? And people are rejecting Disney. Good. Because Disney's not wholesome, folks. Disney is programming. It truly is. Truly is. Because what does trans characters entail if a child wants to go that way? Self-mutilation, a lifetime of drugs, a lifetime of medical and psychological expenses, and then increased risk for suicide and homicidal behavior because they've been convinced they're fucked up. And so they end up taking antidepressants, and they don't help, and they're not happier. Not at all. But if we could just save one life, it's more of the same story. Every time an expert says we could save lives, every time one of these rich fucks in Disney or ABC or NBC can save lives, or the National Institutes of Health, Dr. Fauci, we're saving lives. You know, the opposite is true. Opposite is true. Oh my goodness, I tell you. Anyways, I want to thank Chin Music for being a two-time donator tonight. That's pretty freaking awesome. Now, we got Disney on the one hand. They're having to cut their woke shit because no one wants to see it. No one wants to hear it. Good stuff. I'm glad. On the other hand, President Trump and Melania, the first lady, they had the Beach Boys, a surfing music rock and roll band from the 60s, maybe even the late 50s. The Beach Boys played at Mar-a-Lago. Isn't that a big difference between that, Surfing USA, right? Kokomo, we just hit 500 people live. Kokomo, right? Isn't that better than P. Diddy and Mariah and Cardi B and all the other slime that Kamala Harris had playing and the halftime show bullshit on TV with football and other? It's incredible, folks. Absolutely incredible. The difference, unbelievable. Unbelievable. This woke shit going away in America, waking up. I'm glad you and I are a part of it. Incredible, folks. Absolutely incredible. Don't give up. Don't quit. We can win this. We are winning this. In fact, here's another example. It's not just an American battle. It's Canadian. It's Mexican. It's Australian. It's English. It's all of Europe. It's in Georgia. Not the state, but the country of Georgia over in Eastern Europe. And get this, at the German newspaper, Die Welt, or Die Welt, or Die Welt, I don't have the best German accent. Anyways, an editor there has resigned. Well, Elon Musk wrote an article defending and even normalizing the Alternative for Germany party. They call it right-wing in Germany. There's nothing wrong with being right-wing, folks. There's nothing wrong with freedom and loving one's country. They call that right-wing and tried associating it with the Nazis. Well, Elon Musk is normalizing the concept of loving your country and doing what's right for it and doing what's right for the people because it's their country. There's nothing wrong with freedom. Unless, I guess, you're a socialist, fascist, and globalist person. So they're losing in Germany, the left-wing socialist scum. They're losing in many places. In fact, in Georgia, they just got done. Right, kicking out the leader there who was actually born in France. How can she possibly represent what the Georgian people want? They kicked her dumb ass out. Right, we've got Meloni down in Italy. She is trying to lead. Marine Le Pen is trying to take over France and has been working diligently there for over a decade. Marine Le Pen trying to take that country back from these globalist socialist types. We've got a hell of a fight. But like I said, victory, winning, being on the correct side, having the power back. That's what the Prepared Mind Network is about, is letting everyone know you are powerful. It's our country. It's our world. These are our lives. This is my body. This is my brain. I own it, and I will put in it what I want and reject what I won't. And I don't. And I can't, and I shall not. Including the Jim Jones juice. You're not jacking me with that shit. Those people are in big trouble, by the way. Big fucking trouble. We're well over 500 people live now, folks. After an hour and 45 minutes on the Prepared Mind channel, welcome every Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be live on X, YouTube, the preparedmind.club, Subscribestar, etc., etc., etc. Woo! I'm telling you. What we need to do is, if we get the support we need, we have to pay an additional extra high premium to be able to simulcast onto even more networks. This is the trick, folks. This is the trick. Thank you very much, Uman. 350 people live on X. Rebroadcast, repost the video. Hit that. Hit the heart, the like, right? And then get into the comment section and get active. Everything you do makes us more powerful through social media. Our program is Get Prepared, Wake Up Good People, and Fight Back. Social media is powerful on X to contact our political leadership and tell them, you guys are public servants. You're not our leaders. We need to shut that shit down, folks. We need to continue to let them know. Thank you, Mr. Uman, very much. Right? You guys, it's your channel. It's your show. I'm just the host. I'm just the host. You guys run this show. Your support matters. Without it, right? As entertaining as I may be, as capable of understanding all these topics and keeping up with it, it'd be easier for me just to read what I wanted, hang out with Uman and Jolene and Vaughn and Kaz and some of the other our syndicate guys and just chill and just share with ourselves and go, man, look at this fucked up shit. Instead, I can come to you guys and together we are incredibly powerful and we won an election. Yes, Elon Musk helped with X, right? But we did it. It was us. I'm not going to give credit to just Elon Musk. I'm not going to give credit to J.D. Vance. I'm not going to give all the credit to Trump. No, it's us. Our votes counted. Our voices matter. Keep it up. We've got a long way to go, and I am going to be on the winning team, and I'm going to participate. And I, along with you, am going to give us credit. We did it. It has to be a we did it. Right? For years and years, we said, what can we do? Nothing. All I can do is vote, and that's it. No, it's bigger than that now. It's bigger than you voting. You get other people to vote. And by demanding that they shut down the illegal vote and prosecute the cheaters, oh, folks, that's going to be an ugly fucking mess. It's going to be an ugly, ugly mess when they start going after these people. All of these scumbags that cheat. And we kick out the illegals. And then we go after people who don't love America. Who are they? Well, let me give you some clues. At in New York City, Bryant Park, they had a Christmas market. And guess what happened, folks? A fire erupted in a Christian outdoor market in New York City. Do you doubt for a second, even a microsecond, that the fire was not arson? Do you doubt for a second that it wasn't an anti-Christian terrorist organization that had their people running around? I don't doubt for a fucking second. I don't. I believe that that's exactly who's responsible for lighting this fire. How do I know? Because the same anti-American, anti-Western culture, religious zealots who are here to destroy this country, England, Scotland, Ireland, France, Germany, Spain, Portugal, Italy, Austria, the Netherlands, Belgium, Sweden, France, did I say France? Shit. Sweden, Norway, Finland. They want to get into Hungary and they can't. They want to get into Slovakia, they can't. They want to get into Georgia, they can't. They want to get into Ukraine. Oh, wait till the people of Ukraine decide they don't want that European shit while they demand that Europe and America pays for their war. Unbelievable. Yeah, we are winning, folks. Me and you. It's us. We need to get all of these terrorist-loving fucking people out, as well as the illegals. Hey, if you've got a pass to be here, a student pass or a work visa, you're gone. If you say down with America, you're gone. If you burn an American flag, you're gone. If you participate in a protest and you are violent or commit a crime, you're gone. You're just fucking gone. I can't wait for Tom Homan, the director of the, what is he? Homeland Security? No, what's he going to be? Fuck, I don't know. He's going to be the border czar. Whatever bureaucracy that falls under. I hope Trump slashes every bureaucracy he can. I want Elon Musk and Vivek to slash 70, 80% of the federal government. I want everyone in government shitting their pants, trying to do a good job and justify the fact that their job exists and that we should pay them. I want to see that, folks, so bad. We got 10 minutes left. If you got something to say, folks, if you've got an idea, a prediction, an idea, a concept, a thought, a bad joke, you're allowed to share it in the comment section. But we've got Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. And that's how you can get your question on the screen, guaranteed. I'm going to do this, though, now. Uman, Jolene, let's throw someone up on the board. We've got over 500 people live right now. Mikey G has been a long time preparedmind.club, YouTube, and subscribe star type of guy. And Mikey G says, stop all foreign aid until the national debt is paid off. Then we can talk foreign aid. Not a bad idea, Mikey. Not a bad idea at all. If we have money for foreign aid, we are paying too much in taxes. That's correct. Wait, that was RDNKRFNK. That was his response to Mikey. True. We're paying too much. If they've got money to give away, then they can give it back to me. Look, if you want money to go to Ukraine, write your fucking check. Go on Venmo or PayPal, and you send your money over to Light in the Loafers, skinny jeans wearing, homosexual belly dancing Voldemort Zelensky of Ukraine. Send your money that way. If you want your money to go over to Israel, you do it. If you want your money to go to name your shithead organization, I don't give a fuck. You send your money over to Saudi Arabia or Yemen or Egypt or Lebanon. You send your money. There's charities worldwide that would love your bank account data. You bet. As far as I'm concerned, I want all of my money to stay in the United States of America. In the U.S., with U.S. manufacturing, U.S. food production, and oh yes, I want my food not to be laced with poisons, toxins, preservatives, which of course is poison. Look, if a preservative stops mold from growing or yeast or bacteria or anything else, it's killing something. It's not good for me either. In any event, we're paying too much in taxes, you bet. And we don't need a national debt. We need to have money that is based on something real. I don't know, like gold. America is supposed to, according to the Constitution, be made of gold and silver. That is what the money is supposed to be based on. And the rule is you cannot print more money if you don't have the gold. Revalue gold, revalue silver, and base the currency off that. And then they can't spend more than they take in. They can't print more than they have. That will rein in the government. And if you feel like contributing more, you can pay more taxes. I am sick and tired of these fucking politicians spending my money on things they want. And by the way, the money they sent to Ukraine, there is no alleged. It has been surmised, admitted, reported, and even whistleblown by people in Ukraine that the money that goes over there doesn't stay in Ukraine. A sizable chunk of it is run through a series of bank accounts and sent to American politicians. It comes back. It's money laundering for Washington, D.C. scumbags. You want to know who's getting the money? Find out who supports unlimited spending on the war in Ukraine. I don't know. Someone on the Republican side seems to do all he can to make sure Ukraine gets all the money Joe Biden wants to spend. His name is Mike Johnson. He's supposed to be a Republican. He's supposed to be the Speaker of the House. He's supposed to be doing the will of the people. He's supposed to be following Trump's lead. His nickname used to be MAGA Mike Johnson, but he's not. He's not Make America Great Again. He's Make Ukraine Rich Again. He's Make Ukraine a War Again. He's Make Ukraine a money laundering conduit for politicians in D.C. Politicians like, I'll give you another Republican, Lindsey Graham. You see, I'm not about the Republicans. I'm about making America great again. I'm about following the Constitution, observing it, and making the fucking government do that. That's what we have, folks. That's what we have. We've got a bunch of politicians. Mitt Romney, he wants to be quiet all of a sudden. Does he detect that he might possibly get his ass cooked? I sure hope he does. Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Joe Biden, the Biden clan, the Obamas, the Clintons. Are they involved? Sure wonder, huh? Sure wonder. All right, Mr. Uman. Hey, look, if you're not a follower, if you're not following on X, hit the follow button. We do this every week. as well as during the week. We have some sit downs. I'll have posts, but lots of videos where we can share ideas. Get in the comment section and share your ideas. Make sure you are a follower on X the same way you're a subscriber on YouTube channels and our premium channels, the preparedmind.club, which is also a shopping channel for getting prep items, food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, and of course, self-defense, communication, solar power, etc. All right, Jolene says we got some questions. Let's throw out a few fun ones. We got Dan the Man Erickson. Woo! He says, man, I need a line of credit. Give him a drink. Make it up when Super Chat is back up. I'll tell you what, Dan, I'm a bit parched, buddy. I'm a bit parched. But here's the deal. Here is the deal. On YouTube, I will not be back up for Super Chats until, and at the earliest, March 8th. March 8th, folks. YouTube has taken away all of my funding ability, whether it's through advertisements or direct contributions through Super Chat. They took it away. You want to know why? Because you, Dan the Man, you support freedom and liberty, and you think for yourself. Yes, sir. That hit the spot. Woo! Yeah. Yep. You got. Wait, who owes who here? Anyways, Dan. Yeah, they're trying to stop us and silence us. What they're thinking is if they can break my bank, then I'll go away. And that's why I've always come to you guys and said, if you keep sponsoring and supporting this channel, and you have guerrilla funding, and the only way we can really do it at this point now is PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo. The preparedmind.club has a way as well. But PayPal is easy, Cash App is easy, and Venmo is easy. But they are trying to put the hurt on us. I've already had one PayPal account destroyed by PayPal because they wanted us to shut the fuck up. Sorry, I don't shut the fuck up. If I'm over the target and taking flack from politicians, corporations, leftist scumbags, then that means I'm saying the right things. Not the opposite. I'm saying the right things. Crazy business, folks. Crazy business. Crazy business. All right. Got a little bit of time left. Jolene, who else is out there? What are we going to talk about? And we've got, topic-wise, the Clintons partnered with Tyson to flood our country with undocumented Democrats, says Okist off of X. I don't doubt you for one bit. If you don't think there's coordination, collaboration, collusion, to use the scary C word, Russia's colluding with Trump, doubt it, right? The Clintons have partnered with everyone they can. They work hand in hand. These corporations and government hacks like the Obamas and the Clintons and even the Bushes. Right? This. Oh, and one last message before we get to Chin Music. Former President Jimmy Carter has passed away, age 100. Yes, he's passed away, folks. And the one thing that Jimmy Carter did for my life and my world is I became aware there's a guy called the president when I was 6 years old, Jimmy Carson, right? Jimmy Carter, that Scotch works. Jimmy Carter was president, and throughout his presidency, America suffered. And when Ronald Reagan was elected and things got better, I realized that politics mattered and it affected my life directly. So from the time I was 6, folks, I became aware of politics. And I became aware that what I know and what I realize and understand and fight for matters. Don't forget, folks, we all matter. It is our country. Let's do one last one by Chin Music. And Chin says, we called it Snowvid, John. It was in 21. Snowvid, the Texas cold snap. Yeah, instead of COVID, it was Snowvid. Yeah, that's it's incredible. It really is. Not 22 or yeah, it was 3 years ago. Holy crap. Yeah. Anyways, 4 years ago? I can't believe it was that long ago. Time flies when we're getting screwed by the government and big corporations and banks and foreign nations and non-governmental organizations, NGOs. In fact, I think NGOs, known and unknown, need to be lightly investigated because, folks, the investigative work has been done. The FBI knows. Congress knows. Tom Fitton of Judicial Watch knows. There's organizations out there that know who has done what, and they have it all documented. Who did what, where, when with relation to child trafficking, election interference, judicial interference, right? Unlawful prosecution, constitutional violations, everything. RICO, graft, extortion, everything. It's all done. We just need a Justice Department, a Department of Justice, an FBI, and an Attorney General to have the fucking balls and the good sense and personal integrity. If Kash Patel will not ask for prosecution, if Pam Bondi will not prosecute these fucking people, then they have no integrity. And we need to get rid of them. There's going to be hell to pay either way. I'm going to stand on the side of right, and I'm glad you are with me. Folks, 545 people live after 2 hours on the Prepared Mind channel. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. I want to thank those that supported us with cash donations to make sure we stay on the air. Thank you. We have bills to pay, more than you know and realize. Even the people that go, oh, that doesn't cost that much. The fuck it doesn't. Right? There's a lot of paying out of pocket, and you guys make it affordable, doable. Keep up the hard work. It's more than just money. It's networking, sharing videos, and of course, use X. Use it to talk to the politicians and command they obey the Constitution. And we can win this. We truly can. Remember, chance favors the prepared mind. Aren't you glad you're a prepper? Semper Fi means always faithful. I'll be back at 0dark30 tomorrow in the afternoon, Monday through Friday, and back again next Sunday for Sunday Night Live. Until then, eyes open, be prepared, and take action. God bless America.